you for joining us for today's webinar, Reimagining the Potential of the Coupon Code. We're just going to wait for a few minutes to let the attendees join and settle in, so just bear with us for a few minutes and we'll kick off soon. Alrighty, we're going to kick off with some housekeeping before we get stuck in. So for those of you who have not attended one of our webinars before, at the bottom of your screen, there'll be a Q&A function where you can submit questions throughout the content. However, some of you have already sent through your questions ahead of time, so thank you so much for that. And we are going to be addressing those at the end of the webinar. Questions can be asked anonymously if you prefer, otherwise your names will populate and be submitted when you ask your questions. Today we're aiming for about 30 minutes worth of content and 10 minutes of questions at the end. Any question that we can't get to or we're not able to answer at the end of the webinar, we will try and respond to you either via Zoom or follow up in an email as well, so we'll definitely get back to you. You may notice we are recording today's webinar as well, and we will try and make a recording available to you early next week as well. It's going to do a really quick sound check for everyone just to make sure you can all hear and see us all good. If you can just press the raise hand button, just let us know that you can hear us and see us. That would be great. Perfect. Great. Thank you for that. So today we're joined by the lovely Claire van der Zandt from Unicodo. Claire joined the Unicodo team about a year ago to take the business to the next level, the next stage of their journey, having built her own career in marketing and partnerships agency side, and then later kind of building up fintech startups in travel and foreign exchange. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Kate, and I'm part of the client services team here, and I manage some of the key accounts at Commission Factory. I've been working for Commission Factory for about 4 years now, and prior to that I was working at Cashwords for just under 3 years as well. Wowza, very good. Nothing too surprising there, Claire, I don't think, and luckily we'll be going through a lot of these concerns today. So I might hand over to you, Claire, if that's okay, and we'll start going through some of these concerns and busting some myths.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Kate and I today. I'm really excited and mildly sleepy to chat to you today because it's 7 a.m. here in the UK, and you can just sort of see the sun beaming on me as we're all waking up. It's my hope that this webinar on reimagining the coupon code gives you one big takeaway, that if you decouple the coupon code from just being a vehicle for discounts, what you have is a tokenized method for issuing promotions that can do so much more than just offer money off. In the latest IAB Australian Affiliate 2020-21 report, coupons and deals were ranked second to last in the most valuable marketing tactics for brands and agencies. So if we just kind of unpack that a little bit, take deals as the first point here. I always like to put my customer hat on, and we know customers always love a good deal. I know I certainly do. Done in the right way, deals, incentives, offers can positively impact business objectives. So they can drive urgency and impulse. They can increase that overall spend. It can encourage customers to try your brand for the first time. And it can increase spend and average order value. Furthermore, the deals ecosystem holds a lot of potential for marketers with abundant audiences to tap into, all driven by performance. But to circle back on coupons, this is where we believe there is an even bigger opportunity, because a code or a coupon can do so much more than just offer a discount. So if we decouple the coupon from discounts, we can continue to leverage the deals market, but with solutions that more closely align with your brand strategies and, you know, take your brand from same old story to writing headlines in marketing innovation. This need to drive innovation in the deals industry has been widely acknowledged by leading market researchers. The industry is expected to continue to grow in APAC across the next 5 years, but customer interest in standard discounts is peaking. And unless we dare to do something different, this rich audience will dwindle. Audience is such a critical part in any marketing strategy that it would be such a huge waste to see a rich channel disappear from the mix. So today is really about helping you reimagine the coupon code, not just as a vehicle to serve discounts, but as a sort of tokenization of promotions to help you continue to tap into that ecosystem, but in a way that directly addresses concerns about margins, brand reputation, incrementality, and more. We've called it busting the myths of promotions, and have worked closely with the team at Commission Factory to understand the common objections that advertisers are presenting in APAC when it comes to issuing coupon promotions. And it's great to see the questions that have been flooding in, because I like a challenge. Let's get into it. So, myth number 1. There's nothing that we can do to stop codes from leaking. When promotions are leaked or shared, it can negatively impact your margins with more customers accessing incentives than planned. It can also disrupt other marketing activity with codes and campaigns clashing across your different channels. Lastly, if promotions go viral when it wasn't your intention, it can have a negative impact on your brand, both financially and from a brand positioning perspective. So the solution here is fairly simple. Unique single-use codes cannot be leaked by customers or shared across unintended publishers, giving you, the advertisers, the power of controlled promotions across all of your channels. If your in-house tools don't give you the ability to use unique codes, working with a technology platform can help you advance your promotion capabilities, such as bolt-on packages from your e-commerce platform or a third-party tech provider. I promised this would be educational and not salesy, but obviously that is something that Unicodo could help you with. Myth number 2, publishers can't use single-use codes, so we can't work with them. Distribution is a critical part of any promotion setup. And when it comes to issuing unique code promotions via third parties, it can get complicated and quickly. This is likely the case if you're using in-house or e-commerce tools to issue unique codes. But with the right promotion platform, some of the typical challenges here can be addressed in a number of ways. So API integrations across all publisher types, voucher sites, closed group publishers, employee benefits platforms, content, media, you name it, that can take away the pain of managing manual batches of codes. This is, of course, the zenith of what we're trying to achieve. But what if a publisher can't or won't take an API? Many publishers can take a CSV batch of codes, which, depending on your unique code capabilities, can still be fully tracked from issuance to redemption. You'll need to stay on top of the batches, making sure they don't run low or run out with this method. So it's a little bit more manual, but still usually a good workaround. However, sometimes a publisher simply won't be able to import unique codes. And for this, I do have to put my Unicodo hat on, as we have some nifty ways to navigate this particular challenge. We can create a simple HTML snippet for the publisher to add to their site that generates a click to reveal button that will call our API to issue unique codes to a customer upon request. This is super simple and super quick, and the lightest and fastest integration option that we have in our bag of tools. Alternatively, we also build what we call an interstitial page, basically a landing page hosted by Unicodo to issue unique codes for a promotion. It's sort of a step in between somebody clicking to get a deal and landing on your site. So it's just adding a little page into that journey. Absolutely any publisher can use this, and Unicodo do all the work. Happy days. As we've shown in this example that I've got on here for LifeWorks, a global employee benefits platform.
I love that. Like, when you're talking about all that kind of stuff, it really brings up the word automation. Like, you guys sort of automate the entire process for every brand, so that we're not having to set reminders to fill or to resend those batches of codes. It's sort of a set and forget. You never have to worry about running out, and no one has to really do anything. So you've kind of created this beautifully automated process for both sides, really.
Yeah, and automation, is our buzzword in this world, but I always like to think about it then as, what does the customer journey look like? And it's about making sure we're not adding friction or, just actually creating a really nice seamless customer journey as well with these solutions.
No, absolutely.
Cool. Myth number 3. Codes are just for giving a discount or money off. This is where we get into the really good stuff. So think of a code as a token that can unlock all sorts of different incentives or experiences. They definitely don't just have to give discounts or money off. Here's a few ways that we work with clients who do not want to damage margins by just offering discounts to their customers as that way of driving conversion and sales. So access. A code could be used as an access key to unlock gated content on your site. It could be a deal, or it could be an exclusive product or a product launch. It can award loyalty points. So a code can give your customers air miles. That's probably a bit of an EMEA term, sorry, but you kind of get the point. Points for your supermarket, points for flights and hotels. It can give a voucher. So a code can reward a customer with an e-gift card or a voucher that could be your brand, your branded voucher, or it could be a third party like an Amazon voucher. Or it can unlock a custom journey. So, either a bespoke landing page or if you're in travel, it could be a custom book flow, or if you're in insurance, it could be a custom quote flow. So it can do a lot more than just do those discounts. Some of the most successful promotions that we run for our clients don't give away a discount, but instead provide customers with a unique, great experience, such as exclusive early access to a new product launch, or bespoke, access to a bespoke rewards page just for your most loyal customers. All of these promotions can be distributed by our affiliate partners, and our data tells us they get even higher engagement and conversion than standard discounts and money off in this channel.
I don't think I've hidden that I'm quite excited about this topic and webinar, but what really got me excited and buzzing about this was that a lot of luxury brands can't, or a lot of brands in general, not just luxury, but a lot of brands can't or won't use a discount because they don't like that it's associated with a discount. And I love the idea of access. I love the idea of being able to provide a custom journey or something bespoke. It kind of lifts a code away from a discount to something else. So I love how this kind of incorporates a range of brands. It's not just, to get those new customers or to what we kind of always associate a code to do, but this kind of means that all sorts of brands can get involved and use this. And I really love that we can kind of diversify that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, luxury is a really great example for sure. That's not a space that you want to be discounting in, but you've still got all of the challenges of how do we drive acquisition, how do we encourage customers to come and shop, how do we drive sales and conversion. And this is a really great way to create a digital experience. We all know about creating an amazing in-store experience for luxury, but how do you translate that online? And this is a really good method. And then it also has really practical uses because certainly in EMEA, brands like insurance, you can't discount an insurance product, but you can incentivize an insurance product. So you can give away a gift voucher, for example, as part of that price comparison journey or that cashback journey. So it has practical and also brand uses if you can start to decouple this idea of the code and the discount.
Yeah, well, it can really help a brand stand out, especially if brands similar are not using codes. This can really help you design a bespoke, access tool or user journey that your other competitors aren't doing. So yeah, I love the idea of that. I think there's a lot of things that you could do with it.
Great. Okay, leading nicely on to myth number 4, codes devalue our brand. With a different approach. codes can actually be used to build your brand, not devalue it. A great example of how you leverage controlled campaigns with a creative approach is a recent campaign that we ran for global beauty retailer Beauty Bay. Having teamed up with a beauty YouTuber, Nikki Tutorials, on a new pressed pigment palette, Beauty Bay wanted to use this launch of this collaboration to drive awareness, acquisition, and a huge social buzz. Beauty Bay launched a teaser campaign to encourage people to sign up to a waiting list to get exclusive early access to the product before it went on general release. I might sneeze. That's well timed. It's gone. 2 hours before that palette, and I should say that teaser campaign was something that they seeded across their paid search, paid social. You can go and leverage that performance space in a really cool way with this type of campaign. 2 hours before the palette went on sale, Unicodo sent unique codes via email to everybody who had signed up, 87,000 people on the waiting list, and built a content gate on the product page that only allowed access with the code. Over 6,500 people bought the palette in that early access shopping window, delivering £250,000 in revenue. No discount in sight. Just lots of super, super happy customers. And I've put a few of the comments and the feedback from customers on the slide. And, you know, that's kind of how you deliver promotions like a boss. You know, just to kind of reiterate there, 87,000 people. Some of them might have been, you know, existing Beauty Bay customers, but a big chunk of that will be brand new. And it's about giving them an experience, not, you know, discounting or money off or devaluing your brand in any way, actually building your brand. Myth number 5, codes just erode margins. So using a discount as a tactic to convert sales will impact margins. However, they can be a really useful tool in specific business objectives. So for us, this is about using discounts wisely and in ways that supports targets rather than impacting margins. I'm going to talk about another example here to bring this to life, but another great example is the Black Friday campaign we ran for Samsung, where they wanted to capitalize on early search traffic before Black Friday, as well as getting rid of aged and overstocked products. Using a waiting list teaser campaign, we signed up 300,000, 200,000 of which were brand new to Samsung, to this waiting list. And customers were sent a unique code to access an early bird campaign page, which you're seeing kind of on the screen here. Eligible products were curated into 4 different tiers, 10, 15, 20, and 40% off, and customers could pick one product from each tier. I've just lost my notes. Bear with me, callers. Where are we? Creating an early access campaign. So coming out before Black Friday, and we know how noisy Black Friday is getting now. Black Friday isn't just Friday, it's like a week, and then there's Cyber Monday, and it's a week after that. There's a lot of noise around this big promotional period. So they wanted to find ways to stand out. So came out really early, created this buzz around signing customers up to get early access to the sale. And, you know, it was actually about how they mitigate some of the business challenges of, do we write this product off because it's aging and it's overstocked, or do we find a really creative way to take this to customers that actually drives engagement and excitement? And adding the tiers meant that we were driving customers to add more than one product to their basket. The code also allowed customers to come and shop this campaign page up to 5 times. So, you know, they might have put a few bits in and done a shop and done a bit more research online and thought, oh, do you know what, I should have done some more and bought some more bits and pieces from Samsung, and they can come back and they can shop again. So, you know, creating this campaign enabled Samsung to acquire customer demand, you know, encourage customers to buy more than one product, and then plus selling distressed stock, the margin loss was mitigated against having to potentially write off what they were doing with these products.
I love how they've just basically created FOMO for a product that consumers didn't know they wanted or would not have otherwise wanted.
Absolutely.
So smart.
Myth number 6. We don't have promo code fields in the checkout, so we can't run code campaigns. So just because you don't have a promotional code field in your checkout to avoid customers code seeking, we get it. It doesn't mean you can't still run exclusive promotions with affiliates and closed group publishers. You can either set up a separate landing page on your website, or we create you a custom landing page and use Unicodo's content gate that only allows access to customers who have been issued with a unique code as part of a campaign. PS, Unicodo builds, tests, deploys, and manages all of these solutions, so absolutely no tech requirement on the advertiser side for the win. The page might have special deals or offers. It could be a new product range of products not yet on general release, or a special reward for VIP customers. Whatever you want to put as part of that page. Once a customer has accessed the page with their unique code and added products to their basket, they just check out as normal. So no code required in that checkout journey. And it's as simple as that. It's not affecting how your buy funnel works in any way. It's just creating an entry point rather than an exit point with that code. It's great for luxury brands who don't want to discount. We've already talked about that as a good example. Or any advertiser really who's looking to seek to protect brand reputation. You don't want to be seen out there discounting like maniacs, but like I said, you still have that need to drive brand awareness, to drive customer acquisition, to encourage customers to come and buy and try with you, and tap into that big deals ecosystem of that rich audience ready and waiting for great opportunities. So, this is just how do you think more creatively about how you can use a code to give customers great experiences, bit of VIP treatment, bit of early access, because we all like to be first, and just do things a little bit differently.
Such a big thing that I hear pushback from brands as well is that they'd love to run campaigns like this, but they don't have the ability to do it themselves. If they had to put it into their tech queue, it would take months. So almost putting my Unicodo hat on at the moment, but partnering with someone who can create those custom landing pages or house those means that brands can do a bit more testing, they can be a bit more agile, and they can see for themselves, does this work, do we want to keep doing it? So I love that it kind of takes the responsibility off internal tech teams. They can keep doing what they need to do, but brands and affiliate managers can be a little bit more agile still. They can do some testing, they can kind of play around a little bit more, which is a bit fun too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit cliche to say that, a supplier agency is an extension of your team, because we've all heard that before. But, in reality, we are kind of like your in-house, out-house, build whatever you need team. And we do know from, working really closely with our clients that unfortunately, the marketing requirements do tend to drop to the bottom of the prioritization or backlog. There's always something, another burning platform that needs to be addressed by the in-house team. So, it is just a way to get things done. And as marketeers, we know that getting things done is really powerful. So, yeah, sorry, bit salesy there, but yeah, just following on from UK.
No, sorry, I did start it.
We're nearly there. So myth number 7, if you start using codes, it's a hard route to come back from. Well, look, we agree. If you're just using codes to issue discounts, it's going to be a bit of a downward spiral. So hopefully some of the solutions that we've shared with you today have opened up some thoughts on different ways to use codes to not discount, or certainly to use codes in a much more targeted way. So in conclusion, let's start from a foundation of getting control of your promotions. When stuff's leaking and being copied by the publishers that you haven't approved, that's when things start to spiral for sure. But then the big kind of takeaway is, think of the code as a way of tokenizing promotions to do more than just discounts. VIP access, awarding loyalty points, giving away gift cards or vouchers, or unlocking that kind of bespoke VIP journey or experience.
Love it. Thanks, Claire. That was really incredibly detailed. Just the million ways that you can kind of use codes in different ways as well. So I love all of that. I think it just shows that codes can actually be used to reward, incentivize, promote, you know, create FOMO and bespoke customer journeys, which you know, isn't always at the forefront of our minds when we think codes and discounts, is it? So that was great. We are gonna dive into questions because we've got quite a few, and hopefully you guys have been submitting some more throughout the content as it's kind of come to you. So I'll read out the first one. This one's for you, Claire, apparently. Are there any complications for tracking via Commission Factory when you use an I'm going to struggle with
Interstitial
page?
No, so many of the clients that we work with, certainly in EMEA, are AWIN advertisers, and we use a range of these different tools and solutions to issue, distribute, manage promotions and campaigns. And we're quite well wedded to the AWIN commission process. So actually what we can do more so than, you know, not being tracked is add additional tracking options to AWIN's links, because the code in itself is like a clickless, linkless, cookieless tracking method. So it gives you more data, not less.
Perfect, thank you. Next one, as partners receive a commission on sales, combining this with a discount for customers means there is a double hit on margin. How can you overcome this?
Yeah, I guess it kind of comes back to a bit of my wrap up really, which is, you know, part of this challenge and this question is discounting. However, you know, follow some of the principles that we surfaced today, using codes to create exclusive or early access, so that, you know, whilst you are going to have to pay commission to your affiliates, whether it's last or first or soft or whatever click model you've got set up, you're not then sort of double hitting on discounting as well as part of that strategy. So the example of Beauty Bay is a great one to kind of keep in your minds, because that was just about, you know, creating a buzz around people being able to access this hotly demanded product first, no discounts.
Yeah, agree, thank you. Next one, recommendations to prevent codes from leaking.
Again, hopefully this kind of came through, but you know, that myth number one, unique codes is the number one way to do this. I'm happy to have follow-up conversations with anybody who wants to know more about how Unicodo might support them on this. But yeah, the unique code can't be shared, can't be leaked.
Definitely, awesome. We can also, I guess, set up clickless codes in Commission Factory as well as something that we can do. We can assign a code to a publisher. That way it's not going to get spread across everywhere and sort of end up in every single, you know, yeah, get leaked, I guess. But that's something that we can do from Commission Factory side to ensure that codes aren't being leaked everywhere. The next one that's come through is, how can you use codes with influencers without it going on to other channels?
Oh, I love this question because it's just one of those big challenges that everybody's facing at the moment. So look, influencers is tricky because they tend to operate on open platforms. And by that, I mean, it's YouTube, it's Insta, it's TikTok. And, you know, if you put a campaign on there and then anybody can see it. So this is about how you think cleverly about creating and crafting your campaigns. In the example of Beauty Bay, there wasn't a code as part of the buzz and awareness that they were driving through social. It was actually to get people to come and sign up to a waiting list. So that's one way of doing something like that. And then you can give those people on the waiting list that promotional experience, be it early access or a discount or a deal, and issue that via a unique code. And it's also quite a nice way to then establish some data share between you and the influencer. The other one to use is the interstitial page. So, you know, from the influencers blog or link or content that they're creating with you, customers then click through to your site but get this interstitial page in the journey which serves them with a unique code, and then they can carry on through the journey, whatever that is you're creating as part of those campaigns. So it's not as seamless as publisher to advertiser because of the very nature of the platforms being open. But it's, there are ways to do this with a little bit of clever tech and ingenuity.
I love it. You did like that question, didn't you?
It's just such a hot topic because, I can't necessarily attest to the Australian market, but I mean, over here in the UK, certainly through lockdown, the influencer channel has just boomed. Once upon a time, it used to kind of sit in the PR space, which is a bit weird. And it's definitely kind of moved into that affiliate world now, which makes infinitely more sense. But it is one of the channels that just completely took off throughout lockdown, as a way for brands to connect in a really authentic way with audiences. So it's something that has then, surfaced as one of the big challenges that the advertisers are looking to address, and to more effectively leverage, understand the performance of particular influencers, because they can get pricey. So, you do want to know that your media spend and your commitments with these influencers is doing the right thing for you. So yeah, it's a nice challenge that we've been getting our heads around here.
I love it. I've got a flood of questions here.
I know. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be on for hours.
As a premium brand, why would we participate in coupon code discounting via the affiliate channel?
Yeah, so again, let's decouple that question. Why would you participate in the affiliate channel? Well, look, it's a really great way to tap into different audiences. It doesn't have to be voucher sites. You might want to tap into employee benefits platforms or closed user groups. So, you might be wanting to interact with a youth or student audience, or you might be wanting to reward key worker or health worker, whatever it is as part of your strategy for where you want to build audiences. That's why that part of the question, affiliate, it's just a really great way to tap into audiences. And then why codes? Well, codes can, as we've kind of chatted through, unlock all sorts of different things, be it rewards or early access or loyalty points or whatever it is you want to do, as that incentive to to get people to come and visit site and go on a journey and convert with you. I would just take discount out of that question because, let's definitely try and disassociate the fact that a code always has to do a discount, and especially in that premium brand section. If discount isn't part of your strategy, then that's great. That's great. That's cool. Loads of different things that you can do to tap into that affiliate ecosystem without discounting.
Yeah, perfect. I think the next question kind of feeds quite nicely into that one a little bit. How do you bypass the tackiness coupon codes as well?
Yeah, the tackiness. I mean, they've become tacky. Oh, I'm going to be really controversial here. I'm sorry. It's early in the morning. You can blame that. They've become tacky because we've become a bit lazy as marketeers. Just wanging a load of discounts on a voucher site and hoping for the best is never going to be an exciting or standout way to market. Also, customers see through it. 10% off, blah blah blah. It's boring. I've already scrolled past it. It's not engaging. It's not personalized. I kind of don't care. And that's, for me, sort of where tacky comes into play here. So if you want to tap into those channels, and there's nothing wrong with the voucher sites, I think it's just the way that we've been using them to throw campaigns out left, right, and center. If we just take a moment to be a little bit more creative with how we leverage these audiences, there's a whole wealth of things that we can do in this space that is definitely not tacky. But I think some of that challenge is definitely on us as marketeers as much as anything else.
I think it also comes down to deliverance as well, right? Like if a code as a consumer is always going to be about, sales, deals, discount, you need to sort of change that. And it could be something that you have to change over time, you know, and using the terminology of, you know, exclusive or limited offer or, you know, bespoke, custom. You know, if you're using those more fluent sort of terms that aren't typically associated with the code, you might start to change, I guess, take it away from not being so tacky. But yeah, I think it depends what you're trying to get from it, and the terminology and how you're displaying that to your consumer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's frustrating because I'm sort of thinking of loads of cool brand examples, but they're very UK EMEA centric. Do you have Telefonica in Australia?
Not that I've heard of.
No, okay. Way back, kind of. Gosh, I'm gonna show my age here. I'll just say a few years. We launched a loyalty program for a telco in the UK, and it was called Priority. And it was based on the fact that, you know, we understand that consumers love this idea of first and VIP and access. And we built an entire loyalty program that was award-winning for sort of 15 years here in the UK, all around the idea of early access. So it might be early access to get tickets to the latest concert or the latest sporting event, you know, like a 24-hour window before anybody else can get it. Or it could be early access to, you know, one of the big coveted retail sales that everybody goes nuts over. It wasn't just about, you know, surfacing discounts to customers. There was a bit of that, but the main premise was all around this idea of priority. And it completely, like you said, Kate, shifted consumer behavior. You know, it wasn't, they didn't attribute the same sort of value to a discount as they did the value to being, you know, feeling priority, feeling VIP, getting in there first, having a little one-upmanship across all your mates because, you know, you're in there first. So, you know, there is a real sort of customer emotion to tap into that will, like you say, over time start to shift and change behaviors away from being this sort of discount hungry market to a market that appreciates value in a different way.
We're funny little things, aren't we, as humans?
Yeah, we are.
Right, let's see which one we're up to next. Coupon codes that focus on gaining access to product launches sounds nice and all, although is this what customers really want when visiting coupon sites? Sorry, let me read that out.
Yeah, no, I kind of got it. Go on, go again.
Go again. Coupon codes that focus on gaining access to product launches sounds nice and all, although is this what customers really want when visiting a coupon website?
I mean, our data tells us yes. I think what you would need to think about there is, you know, where would a customer attribute value? So, you know, if it's just another t-shirt that you're launching as part of a summer collection, maybe it's not that engaging to be able to get it first. But if we're talking about, you know, the latest next gen console or the latest handset coming out to Samsung or, you know, something like that, yes, then there is absolute value attributed to that. When PS5 launched here in the UK, every single retailer website went down because everybody wanted one. I mean, yes, we were in lockdown. Yes, it was just before Christmas, but the demand on getting that product was insane. One of the campaigns that we ran for a broadband provider here in the UK is they had a number of consoles to give to their existing customers. And, you know, we ran that for them in a really controlled way via a content gate, and gave their customers this like amazing sense of, wow, you've given us the opportunity to get something that everybody else in the UK is trying to get, and we get priority access to it. Didn't discount it, obviously, didn't need to discount PS5, but it was about, you know, how you created that sense of value. And every other retail website in the UK went down. So it was a hugely frustrating experience for anybody trying to buy a PS5 in time for Christmas, unless you were a BT broadband customer.
You can have the same experience here in Australia, although I'm definitely not a gamer, but I heard that there were problems with accessing those PS5s. So, right, where are we up to? Gift with purchase, how commonly used is this? And what effect does it have on both acquisition and retention?
Yeah, I mean, gift with purchase is a nice way to introduce new customers to the brand, encourage people to come and shop with you. I think, again, we need to consider who the customers are we're targeting, what they would see as valuable as that gift with purchase. And in terms of retention, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we're all human and we like a freebie. It's it needs to be a freebie that is exciting to you
Actually wants
as a customer and that you want. But absolutely, it can be a really powerful part of that promotional mix, alongside other campaigns that you're running. Yeah, just using it in the right way.
Lovely. Going to read this one. It's a bit of a long one. Is there an exception from customers in Australia that expectation from customers in Australia that a promo code will give a discount? Are there any Australian case studies where a promo code has unlocked an experience rather than a discount?
Yeah, so let's kind of address the first part of that, which is there an expectation from customers? I mean, if that's the market that we've created with codes in Australia, then potentially, but it's about how we craft that marketing, how we create that messaging, how we build that campaign around the code that carefully messages and curates what we're trying to get customers to do. And as Kate said, over time it's about shifting that behavior in the actually this is far more valuable than just offering you 10% off or $10 off.
I think you're right. 10% off, like those discounts have become really stale. I think brands are realizing that as well when they put out 10% and it's not getting the reaction they want. They're like, oh, why not? It's like, well, if you're using it every month, it's not going to have the same effect, right? So I think you're right. I think we are sort of underestimating FOMO and creating that FOMO and how we so want to be priority and we want access to things early. I think that's a really good point.
There was just another part of that kind of question that I was just going to quickly wrap up on. I know we're sort of running over time, but Australia, as the kind of question there in terms of have we got case studies, and there was a question previously actually submitted before the webinar, which was, is Unicodo new to the Australian market? We are a UK-based business. We do work globally with clients such as Expedia, Avis Budget, Uniqlo, Moonpig, but we don't have what I would call an Australian brand case study in our portfolio. So very happy to follow up with anybody who wants to chat about some of the more global things that we're doing. But we don't have an Australian case study yet. Come on, come and try one. Let's create one.
This is the final question. So what are the best type of coupons for B2B and B2C? The code which offers a flat discount or up to discount, or I'm not sure what that actually says, up to discount or to
tranche discount.
Yeah, maybe we can unpack the first part of that. What are the best types of coupons for B2B and B2C?
So I'm going to struggle to answer that first part because we don't do a huge amount of B2B, to be honest, if any. We support loosely, we support brands who run their own perks programs for other businesses. What does that mean? We have a big telco provider here in the UK that offers a perks program to all businesses across the UK for their staff to get rewards and incentives in purchasing their mobiles and products. It's kind of B2B. But I can't really attest to much more than that because we are very much focused on consumer. But in terms of the best type of coupons, and I'm probably going to go way over time if I go into huge detail about this, but I think, if you can work with either in-house tools or a provider to advance what you can do beyond sort of the standard money off, discount off formats, actually there's some really cool ways that you can present promotions to customers that will then more closely align to business objectives. So just to kind of very quickly talk about a few examples. We have a mystery code where customers won't know what incentive they're going to get until they have put it into the checkout. Really great for driving engagement. It's a bit of a gamified approach, and also really good at driving adds to baskets because they want to see what they're going to get. You know, it's that part of the experience. What we also find is that if, for example, one of the lowest tier in that mystery was, say, like 10% off, it would get higher conversion than if you just went to market with a 10% off deal, because somebody has gone through that journey and added things to their basket and have played the game. And oh dear, you didn't get the top discount available, but actually it still converts higher because you've got them in the checkout process. So, you know, doing things like that is about engagement, driving adds to baskets. Another thing that we can do is around diminishing discounts, so creating some real sense of urgency. The value of the incentive or the offer or whatever it is you want to put into that code diminishes over a time period. You guys set the time period, you guys set the value of whatever's diminishing, but you know, it's like this, you know, don't wait, don't delay, do it now, because otherwise you're not going to get the same rich reward as you would if you do it half an hour later, an hour later, a day later, whatever it is you want looking to do. So I guess to flip that question, it's what are the customer behaviors we're trying to drive? What are the business objectives we're trying to hit? And how do we then creatively share promotions to our customers to hit and drive those targets that we're looking to achieve?
Wowza. That I reckon a lot of people on this call at the moment are like, their brains are spinning and thinking about all of the different things that they can be doing. So thank you so much. This has been really informative, and I hope everyone kind of walks away and takes something that they're going to try and implement in their own kind of strategies as well. So Claire, go grab a really big cuppa and enjoy the rest of your morning, or head back to bed. No one's going to know. But thank you so much. This has been awesome. And thanks everyone for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we hope it's been helpful. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, everybody.